Last season, I was watching over 5 anime in 1 week, and in my opinion, it was exhausting yet fun to do. And there's one anime that I have grown my attachment to as it has stunning animation, incredible music, interesting characters, and a story that lets me analyze every scene just to know what is the motive behind everything that is going on at the moment. And in the end, this anime must be praised for relying on character development for the sake of story progression and making things more and more interesting. It takes an adaptation into other level as this adaptation defied the original material overall theme to make the stakes even higher, and it successfully did so. This is an adaptation of manga created by Kosuke Hanebado, and this is why I love Hanebado.
一人だって進めるそれじゃなんか足りない君と僕と同じ空へ
I'm not the type who watch sports anime. If I did so, probably there is outside force that makes me do that. In Hanebado case, I watched this badminton anime since my country was currently hosting Asian Games 2018. And badminton is highly regarded as the most popular sport in my country, just right after football. Yes, that football, not that American football. So the hype was on badminton, and Hanebado came in the most right time to cover that hype. And just with that opening match between our two main characters, I fell in love with this series. A match that was very humiliating for Nagisa and very meaningless for Ayano, both questioning their reason to play badminton, and those aspects made this match a very great start for both of the characters. Our two major characters are surely on the very edge, as both of them are on the very verge of breaking themselves. Nagisa, after getting skunked by Ayano, felt humiliated and strived her best to improve to the point shoving away her teammates who she thought not being serious at playing badminton. Being tall and having power that equals man, she always dubbed as a talented player, but she did not really want that. She wants people to recognize her from her hard work she had done. In other sides, Ayano was left by her mother who teach her badminton. She was playing badminton for her mother to recognize her skill and come back to her. Realizing that her mother was not even looking back at her anymore, she left badminton. This is why the very last match between Nagisa and Ayano is very important, because it is proving what development they have overcame. Nagisa really wants to beat her coward and naive self in her past, and Ayano really wants to beat her past self who played not for herself but somebody else who surely would not look back at her. Both Nagisa and Ayano are looking at each other as a worthy opponent. Both Nagisa and Ayano shared the very match that became a stumble point for both of them. Both Nagisa and Ayano have ambition to prove themselves stronger. Lastly, both Nagisa and Ayano are looking at each other as a reflection of themselves. And this is why I love the very last episode's message. That is, what you see on the other side of the net is always a reflection of yourself. In the very end, your biggest enemy is yourself. And this is the one you must beat to move further forward. Not just characters, story development, and message. Hanebado managed to steal my heart with great animations that I could say as the best of the season, as this anime utilizes both CG and 2D animation to deliver a very beautiful and stunning sport choreography. In my opinion, replicating a badminton choreography is certainly difficult, as there must be so many movement happens in just a few seconds. If you watch a real-life badminton match, you could see that everything happened within a split second. Sometimes a shuttlecock could travel across the field within a second, depends on how the player hit it. The animator certainly nailed it with a very beautiful execution of well choreographed matches, as every hits, shots, and placements are very well thought. Not just within these matches, sometimes they even gone overboard with showing so much emotion in just one very beautifully animated shots. It is truly a huge kudos for anyone who worked their best to make this into a very beautifully animated series. Lastly, there is one thing that we should praise, and that is its very beautiful and inspiring soundtracks. The soundtracks were composed by the same guy who did the soundtrack for other sports anime Free, and this guy's name is Tatsuya Kato. This guy is certainly adapted with sports or tournament conditions, as his soundtracks are very matched with how this anime flow, from the depressing atmosphere of the first match to the grand resolution of the characters in the very last match. Talking about sounds and voices, I really could not help myself but praise the seiyuu of Nagisa, Miyurishima Bukuro, who in fact just debuted last year. She successfully delivered the hoarse female voice that is very in character for Nagisa, who is a tomboy with the strength of a man. Her voice is just adding more strength to Nagisa's character in general, and in my opinion, it is the best a seiyuu can do, and I really could not wait for her to surpass that. Overall, this anime is giving the summer season a hell of a ride, as this anime has both ups and downs and yet still excel in giving us space to overanalyze things with its story progression and character development. The bravery of the screenwriter to change the theme from the original material into more serious with a very high tension must be praised as the best course of action. And then the animation that is very outstanding and constant must become a very example of next creation or things that will come out after this anime. And those are all why I truly love Hanebado. So, what do you think of this new content? Please leave a comment and like if you like this, and subscribe if you haven't. And be sure to click that bell button to be notified by whatever I'm going to upload next. So, Kinda signing off.